time close to the end of the third decade of the 1st century AD. The place? The Fortress Antonia, the residence of Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor in the city of Jerusalem, in the tiny Roman province of Judea. It was also the place where criminals and prisoners were kept, awaiting either trial or death by crucifixion. We invite you to use your imaginations along with us and travel backwards almost 2 millennia to a dark Friday, where an imprisoned itinerant Galilean preacher stands in silence as he is questioned and mocked by Herod Antipas, the puppet king of the Jews. In frustration, Antipas passes the Nazarene back to Pilate, who had sent him to Herod in the first place, in his own effort to avoid the responsibility. 2 thieves have already been condemned to be crucified. Jesus' fate now, once again, lies in the hands of the governor, Pontius Pilate, and the crowd. And time is running out.
What a good time, eh? Oh, yes. Can't wait to get back to the festivities later.
Get this finished.
And there's my queen.
After you,
Oh,
Your Highness.
thank you, yes. Ah, what a good party, eh? Slave, I think we need some more wine. I wonder who eats there lately.
We can finally get some gladiators here in Jerusalem. Oh, we've been missing that stuff.
Yes. Slave girl, come and dance for us.
Uncle! I don't like this one. She's not like the dancing girls we had in Caesarea Philippi. Can we have a different one?
Easy, Mayor Nephew. Let's go. Leave us. Your dancing doesn't lift our spirits anymore. Slave, quickly more wine. Finish that one up, my chum. Yes. My queen. Thank you very much. Hurry up, slave. Quickly, quickly. We have other matters to discuss. So, who is this? Is he John the Baptist's ghost or? Maybe a prophet from times past, if you say so. Why do people flock to him so? His miracles must be a form of sorcery or witchcraft. Don't you think?
Of course, yes.
Well, even so, I'll deal with him just like I did the Baptist. Yes, 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 yes. Isn't that so, my queen, how I dealt with the Baptist? Took care of him, didn't we?
Just like you dealt with the Baptist?
Yes, I did.
Have you forgotten, oh pompous one, that it was I who dealt directly with the Baptist?
I don't really.
Have you in your drunken stupor forgotten that I ordered his head on a silver platter for your birthday? You were nothing but a coward, afraid of your so-called oaths and honored guests.
You are.
I actually think you enjoyed listening to that madman from the desert
It was entertaining.
who dined on honey and locusts and then insulted me. And you did nothing. You are nothing but a puppet of Rome, Herod.
Perhaps, Your Majesty, it would have been better if you stayed married to our Uncle Philip.
Quite the contrary, my nephew. I was stolen from my dear husband, Philip, to enjoy life with your darling Uncle Herod.
I don't know what's worse, your insults or this cheap Jewish wine. Slave, more wine! More wine, more wine, yes. Definitely, yes. Thank you very much, even though it's cheap, but none for her. She's clearly had enough.
You are ever so
Yes,
wise.
but for my fine fellows here.
Yeah, and so generous.
I do believe I am. So, where was I?
You were speaking of Rome, Highness, and this man called Jesus.
Rome. Speaking of Rome, this man Pilate is bothersome as well.
Yes, he is.
He wants to make me look incompetent.
You.
Yes, he does. In order to gain favor with the Jews. Who is this man Pilate? What do you think his weakness is?
Well, that's easy, Your Highness. Vanity, just like all men. Vanity.
So Pilate must not want to judge this Jesus in order to, he doesn't want to fail them, I don't think, does he? No.
No. See, this Jesus, listen, here, I've it all figured out. This Jesus has fooled the Jews into loving him because of the miracles or sorcery, mind you, that he performs and the so-called truths that he professes. Really? No. Pilate doesn't want to be burdened with the cursed task of blooding his hands with doing any harm to the so-called Messiah.
Yes, the Messiah. Of the king.
Listen. But he's doing the same thing with this Barabbas fellow, but for different reasons. You see, the Jews want to use Barabbas to kill their way out of their situation. They want to take control of their own destiny and leave nothing to chance, especially not to this Jesus fellow.
Yeah.
Preaching love and peace. As if that will solve their problems.
It'll solve them.
No. Here's what we must do, sir.
Yes.
Listen. We need a plan to prove that this Jesus is a fraud and not a holy man. Get him out of your jurisdiction and send him back to Pilate.
So, I will prove this Jesus is a religious fraud and send him back to Pilate to be judged. And he will have no other alternative but to fail the Jews once and for all and perform his duty and judge him himself.
Exactly.
What a great plan I've come up with, eh?
Yes.
Yes, I have.
Brilliant, sire.
Ah, yes. God, bring this Jesus to me immediately.
Well, this should be fun. Perhaps, Agrippa, this will entertain you. A little more than the dancing girl.
Can't wait to see what this king looks like.
Oh, king of the Jews must be more like the king of the fools.
Yes, here we go. Oh,
Is that him? He looks like a beggar. The king.
yeah, the king. The Messiah, I guess, right? Ah.
My slave boy looks more like a king than him.
Oh, God, you can return to your post. This man is no threat.
None at all.
I will deal with him myself. So, you are Jesus. Look at you. Walking around in rags and befriending commoners. You don't look like a king. If you are a god, turn this cup into gold.
Ooh.
Well, I'm waiting. No? I guess not. See, I knew you couldn't even do that, Jesus. Let's see. Let's make it thunder and lightning from the sky if you're God.
Oh.
I don't hear anything. I don't see any light. Surely any God could have done this. But obviously you can't, right?
He's no Jupiter.
Oh, well, you know, I know what we could do. Why don't you turn my fine fellow into a donkey here and I'll ride him around the palace? Now that would be very fun. Nothing to say? You are no Messiah.
Oh boy, what's he up to?
Definitely not the king. Or even a holy man. Oh, yes, thank you. But since you think you are, maybe we should give you a robe. Yes. There you go. Your kingly ship, a robe.
King of the Jews.
That's what he says, I guess. Yes. Gods, take this holy man back to Pilate to be judged. Go on. Send word to Pontius Pilate that I determine he is a religious fraud and he should be judged merely as a mortal man. And because he's a religious fraud, he's no longer underneath my jurisdiction, but Rome's now. That's how we deal with comedy.
You are ever so wise, Your Highness.
Yes.
I'm bored. Can we please go back to the festivities now?
Finally.
Ah, music to my ears. Back to the festivities. Fine, let us go and celebrate. God, escort us now. Me and my fine fellow here. I don't think you're going to want to come. This is just for the gentlemen. You can go back to your chambers. There'll be finer dancing girls there.
Sorry, Agrippa.
Yes. I wonder who will all be at the party.
I've got some idea.
understands the gravity of the situation in Jerusalem at present. This province is a steaming cauldron waiting to boil over, and if Caiaphas and their zealots have their way, it's exactly what it will do. We only have 28 legions spread throughout the length and breadth of the empire. 3 in Britannia, 5 on the Rhine, 9 spread the length of the Danube, 11 from Dacia to Arabia, Egypt, Carthage, and Spain. And we have one, only one, in this mud pit sinkhole of a province, Judea.
And that one's stationed a 3 days march away in Syria. Have we received any dispatches from the governor of Syria? The crowd riles up. It must be Pilate.
Hopefully the zealots don't get to him first.
The formation seems to be holding strong.
Make way for His Excellency,
Not
Pontius
gonna be happy.
Pilate. Make way.
Hail, Pilate!
Welcome!
Welcome! You dare to say to me welcome! I've already been forced to make an all-night ride from Caesarea a week before the Passover as it is. We have an insurrection on our hands. It seems that Caiaphas and the Sanhedrin are ruling the city instead of me. Some of my officers are dead, and you say to me, welcome! Magnaris, how many cohorts did I leave here in Jerusalem to keep order during the Passover this year?
2, sir.
Where are they?
We sent one with Draconius to secure the city.
And the other?
The other we kept here to protect Antonia.
Protect Antonia. Curious, how many years does it take to train a legion?
5, sir.
5 years! To train the most powerful fighting force the world has ever known. We can conquer Carthage, Gaul, Britannia, Spain, but the 2 of you cannot keep together a bunch of religious fanatics because of one Jesus of Nazareth! My horse could have done a better job. And to further exacerbate the situation and add to our embarrassment, we have a most distinguished guest in our presence, Lucius alias Sejanus. I was about to introduce you as head of the Praetorian Guard, but if I'm not mistaken, Magellus, we received a dispatch this week that a promotion is in order. Chief counsel to Tiberius himself. I should like to toast you, but before I do, I would like to present you with the Golden Glabrus. Very few citizens of Rome receive it. But before doing that, let me proceed with the toast. I'd like to quote Tacitus, one of our historians who recently wrote of you, that the man who was close to Sejanus is a friend of the emperor.
But the emperor is not pleased.
Oh?
Tobias has received reports from Rome that you've been inept, incompetent in governing this province.
No doubt. Caiaphas and his toadies have been reporting me for years. But you see, reassure His Divine Tiberius by this time next year, said reasons for the ineptitude will not exist. Because the 2 of them are going to be demoted to galley slaves!
Your Excellency, the Lady Claudia seeks an audience.
Claudia? Brings you here this hour of the night?
Pilate, are you holding a Galilean prisoner within these walls?
Yes.
The carpenter's son called Jesus?
Yes, but I assure you it's no concern of yours.
But it has become my concern.
How so?
I've suffered greatly in a dream this night because of him. Pilate have nothing to do with him. He is innocent.
It's a strange thing, my heart. I'm not aware of any orders or mandates from Tiberius where all of a sudden governors take orders from their wives, Magellus? I thought not.
Pilate, if you condemn this innocent Jesus, Roman justice may be dealt a blow from which it may never recover.
Enough! go too far, Claudia. You always go too far. And if this man can even influence Caesar's daughter, he must be dangerous. Leave us. Now.
Beware, husband. If you condemn this innocent Jesus, it will be forever recorded throughout history that he suffered under Pontius Pilate.
Because that fox Antipas sent him back to me, that we have to deal with this. Women's fantasies. Sentry. Summon Menicius, the foreman of the dungeon. Nazarene been flogged yet? Stegatio. A mild scourging we give to hooligans and scoundrels as a warning. Which means he's about to receive the verberatio? The most severe scourging that many criminals don't survive? Has he made any cries?
He's made no cries.
Bring the Nazarene to me. Behold the man. Well? What have you got to say for yourself now? Speak! Who are you? What are you? Well, say something! Don't you defend yourself? Do you want want to die? Don't you realize I have the power to release you or have you crucified? Menicius. The verberatio will loosen his tongue. Lashes. You've been in Jerusalem too long, my young friend. We don't abide by the law of Moses, but by Lex Romana, law of Rome. Menicius, no limit.
No limit? No limit it will be.
Whose rotation?
I believe it's Larsonius.
Summon him. Ah, yes. Lucius Gaius Lawsonius. Your reputation precedes you. The most skilled man in Jerusalem with a flagellum. And the most feared.
It will be my pleasure, Your Excellency.
Magellus, did you have the sign I ordered?
Yes, Excellency. Charles, fetch the sign.
Magellus, I want the two leaving murderous zealots crucified on each side of the Nazareth. As one last jab at Caiaphas, person who sent him to me. Understand? Charles, you are a slave, are you not?
Yes.
Yes. Isn't the price of a slave these days in Jerusalem, a common slave, 30 pieces of silver?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Crixus Gallio Chilius, Tribune of tribunes, Legate of legates, Legionnaire of legionnaires, Pilate's aide in my absence. Did I or did I not hear correctly that this carpenter's son from Galilee, this Jesus who feigns himself, and I can barely bring myself to say it, the Son of God, that he was handed over to the members of the Sanhedrin by one of his own for the price of a common slave?
Yes, sir.
I must say, as out of control as things appear to be, I couldn't have planned it better myself. Except that Jesus goes to the cross, though I found no fault in him, and Barabbas goes free to kill more of my officers. McNorris, how many of my officers are not here tonight? They're dead! And you were close to some of them. You were with me on the stone pavement. I forget what the Jews call it.
Gabbatha, sir.
Ah, yes, Gabbatha. I said, shall I crucify your king? To which they retorted,
We have no king but Caesar.
ah! Same Jews, when I put emblems of Caesar in their temple, they reported me. We have more trouble, Sejanus, with this one Jewish god than we do the thousands in Rome. How does one govern such people? The incompetence that the rumors flying back to Rome? We shall see. I told him to see to it yourselves. I washed my hands of the blood of this innocent man. You know what they said to me, Matthias? They said his blood be on us, on our children. Gentlemen, we must ask ourselves the question, and I fear that the fate of the whole empire hinges on our reply. Whatever this Jesus is, who he says he is, Rome's days are numbered. My days are numbered. Jealous. Send a dispatch immediately to His Eminence, alias Lamia, governor of Syria, requesting that he there. The decoy by the eastern gate. Announcements. No fanfare. Not even a drum. Reassure Elias Lamia that we will have order restored in the city of the week. Understood?
It will be done, Your Excellency.
Tell him that he will Proceed to Calvarius and show this mob what happens to defy the authority of Rome.